In the quaint town of Willow Creek, a sense of unease hung heavy in the air. The residents whispered about the legend of Annabelle, a spectral presence that had haunted the region for generations. The tale had taken on a life of its own, passed down from one terrified soul to the next, each retelling shrouded in fear and superstition. I had moved to Willow Creek for a fresh start, hoping to leave behind the traumas of my past. But the moment I stepped foot in the town, I felt a chill that seemed to seep into my very bones. The locals exchanged wary glances, their eyes filled with unspoken warnings, yet none dared to speak of the horrors that lurked in the shadows. On my first night in the new house, strange occurrences began to unfold. The air grew icy, despite the warmth of the crackling fireplace, and I could feel an unseen presence lingering just beyond my line of sight. Soft whispers echoed through the hallways, words that I couldn't quite discern, but that sent shivers down my spine. I attributed the unsettling events to the stress of the move, the unfamiliarity of my surroundings. But as the days passed, the disturbances only intensified. Objects moved on their own accord, strange symbols appeared on the walls, and the once comforting ambience of my new home twisted into a nightmarish labyrinth of fear. One evening, as I sat alone in the dimly lit living room, the temperature dropped precipitously. I wrapped my arms around myself, my breath forming puffs of mist in the frigid air. It was then that I saw her, a fleeting shadow, a specter clothed in a tattered white gown, her eyes gleaming with a hunger that transcended the bounds of the living. "Annabelle," I whispered, the name escaping my lips before I could stop it. The specter wavered, as if acknowledging my recognition, before disappearing into the darkness. Panic seized me, and I stumbled back, my heart hammering in my chest. Annabelle's legend had become a horrifying reality, her presence a spectral reminder of the terrors that lingered in the town's forgotten past. Determined to uncover the truth, I delved into the town's history, poring over ancient records and speaking with the few remaining elders who remembered the tales of Annabelle's reign of terror. They spoke of a young woman condemned for witchcraft in the early 18th century, her spirit bound to the land by a curse that had never been fully lifted. Armed with newfound knowledge, I sought out a local medium, a woman rumored to possess the ability to communicate with the other side. With trepidation, we conducted a seance in my home, the air thick with a palpable sense of foreboding. Annabelle's presence materialized, her spectral form flickering in and out of existence, her voice a haunting whisper in the stillness. "Why do you haunt this place?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. The spirit's response was a chorus of mournful wails, a tale of betrayal and injustice that had condemned her to an eternity of torment. The town's ancestors, consumed by fear and hysteria, had cast her out, blaming her for a series of unexplained tragedies that had befallen Willow Creek. In her final moments, Annabelle had cursed the land, vowing that her vengeance would endure for all eternity. In a desperate plea for redemption, I offered to break the curse, to seek forgiveness on behalf of the townspeople who had long since passed. With the medium's guidance, I performed a ritual of cleansing and atonement, my voice trembling as I sought to right the wrongs of the past and offer solace to Annabelle's tormented spirit. In the final moments of the ritual, Annabelle's spectral form wavered, her visage contorted in an expression of anguish and relief. With a final, gut-wrenching wail, she dissipated into the ether, the weight of centuries of sorrow and rage finally lifted from her restless soul. The house fell silent, the oppressive atmosphere lifting with Annabelle's departure. The town of Willow Creek seemed to breathe a collective sigh of relief, as if the darkness that had long haunted its streets had finally been exorcised. As I stood amidst the remnants of the ritual, a sense of peace settled over me, a profound understanding of the power of forgiveness and redemption. Annabelle's tale had come to an end, her restless spirit finding solace in the embrace of the afterlife. And as the sun set over the town of Willow Creek, I couldn't help but feel a glimmer of hope, a belief that even the darkest of curses could be broken. that even the most tormented souls could find peace in the end.